Join us during the next half hour for another fishing adventure with Rayo Breckenridge Outdoors. Our show is brought to you in part by Daiwa, where high technology keeps coming up with better ways to fish. Ranger Boats, we still build them one boat at a time. Fish Formula by Keeper Bait Company. For the serious fisherman, Fish Formula just keeps making sense. Jim Walter Homes. Jim Walter Homes will build and finance on your property almost anywhere it's located and save you money. After this message from our sponsors, Rayo will be right back to take you fishing.
Daiwa introduces the most advanced bait casting reel ever to surface. Graphite Magforce with AutoCast. The lightweight reel that helped Larry Nixon win the Bassmasters Classic. With Daiwa's new AutoCast control that lets you cast one-handed and cover the water faster. Plus a 5.36 to 1 retrieve that's the fastest in fishing. Get Daiwa's new Magforce with AutoCast and get a jump on the fish.
You know, there's a couple of super items I think every fisherman can use. One is these new Bill Dance Strike King fishing pliers. They're strong, sturdy, and handy as a pocket on a shirt. Ideal for tuning lures, cutting line, removing hooks, and fixing reels, plus many more purposes. And these Bill Dance Strike King fishing glasses. They're stylish, lightweight, and polarized to help you see underwater objects, even fish. Both are available now where I do a lot of my shopping, and that's in the sporting goods department at Walmart. Remember, it's a better day when you save the Walmart way.
You're looking at all the flasher you'll ever need because Eagle has it all. Starting with a display that'll never fog up because Eagle is filled with dry nitrogen, like a fine rifle scope. And performance? Try 300 watts of power and super high resolution to find the structure where you'll find the fish. About the only thing better than Eagle technology is the 1-year full warranty. Eagle from Lowrance. You can't be any more sure of performance.
Here's a crappie fisherman who won't tie on anything except a Canyon mini jig. Rayo Breckenridge knows Canyon means quality. For the past decade, Canyon jigs have been the standard in panfish lures, and they're the most durable you can buy. Canyon also makes 1/8 and 1/4 ounce jigs, especially for you bass and walleye fishermen. Now Canyon introduces its Crappie Pack, a 72-piece assortment of lead heads and skirts. Canyon, it's the best panfish lure you'll ever use.
Famous conservationist and author Aldo Leopold once stated that he had forgotten many things during his lifetime, but he could always remember where he was and what he was doing when he heard geese calling. No doubt he had such a day as this in mind, a cold and windy October morning on a South Dakota prairie. It's the beginning of a goose hunt that Rayo and Keeper Bait Company President David Bethshears will remember.
You think I can get down this hole, David?
You can fall down in it, Rayo. Nothing else.
All you gotta do is just turn loose all the hole.
Yeah. Just go
How
right
about
down
that?
You got loaded up yet, Rayo? I'm in the process. In the process of getting loaded. It's pretty music. Geese are not coming in as early today. Clear night. They fly later. Full moon. Full moon. They are here, though. Yeah, that bunch is working back this way. It's a bunch of geese right there. You want to come back, David? They're thinking about it. They just gliding right there. They just really going sailing around, going to pick out what grain field they want to feed on. Wasn't that sunrise pretty right there? And geese flying over it. That's pretty. Yeah, it is. Hit the call. Hit the call. About that. You sure like that, don't you, David? Yeah. It's all right, isn't it? Right there make your blood run warm. Sure will. How many did you kill? Did you shoot? Every time I pull the trigger, one falls. David, those geese are just now really starting to fly, aren't they? They're coming off the river. Yeah. Well, they got miles of grain here to feed on, hadn't they? Yeah, just acres and acres. He said they was getting up about 3 miles from here, I think, over to the river. Yeah. It's on Lake Okobojo over here. Ready, Rayo. All right, Rayo. All right, Rayo. All right, Rayo, get him. What do you think, Rayo? Oh, that's all right. That's all right, Ed. What's the limit? 1? Huh? I hadn't killed a goose yet. Have you? I hadn't killed a goose yet. I've got to have shell. How much would you give for shell? You rascal, you got me down here in this pit. Give me the box of shell. Okay. Don't use all of them. Now, give me some of them back. All right, I'm only going to get... I tell you what, where these geese start coming over here, I'm about to get my temperature up. Did you ever see as many geese in all your life coming off that river? I tell you what, they would be hard to count if you counted them by twos. I can't count that high. How many of my bullets you get? I only got 6, I think. 6? Yeah. I got 3 in this plug. I got 3 more shells here. Hey, I see some coming right back here. They're getting low. There's a lot of birds moving. A lot of birds.
There's an unwritten law in this part of the country that a flight of geese this large should remain safe from hunters' guns. If shot at, it's believed the flight will not return for the rest of the season. The South Dakota grain fields attract large numbers of migratory geese each year. Some of these flocks stay longer than others. Conservation Officer Darrell Tilbert explains.
So I'm not sure. It depends on the weather. Mild winters, we may have 100,000 geese or more. More severe winters, it would be something less than that.
I know we saw a tremendous amount of geese out there this morning. Darrell, do you get a build-up on these geese every year? Are they pretty stable?
It's been fairly consistent with some minor annual fluctuations the last few years anyway. It did start building up a few years ago when the ag practices in this area became more intensified with more irrigation. That caused a buildup, but since that time it's moderated pretty much.
Well, we're talking about grain here. Y'all got corn, milo.
And wheat. Usually our season, for other hunters that may wish to visit South Dakota, the season oftentimes is a little better later on in the year. Into November, clear up to the close of the season in mid-December. We generally will have more birds in at that time, and as well as our limit traditionally goes from 1 bird a day to 2 birds a day. So not only are there more geese, but you'll be able to take more geese home as well.
Run this little camp along with Lyle Ebert. He farms all this for the geese, more or less. And last year we shot approximately 1,000 geese. And with the geese moving in 3 weeks earlier, I think we'll have that many geese or more.
Mike, what's the name of your club here?
We call it the Okobojo Goose Camp.
Well, that is the name of the creek that goes into the lake, right?
That's where all these geese are staying at right now.
How many geese you holding here right now?
I think yesterday we had about 5,000, and overnight we've picked up about another 5,000. So
Yeah.
we're looking at 10,000. With later on the season, should have up close to 50,000.
That's a lot of geese.
With this front coming in this weekend, I think it should be just nothing but better from here on out.
Well, Mike, I want to get back up here and hunt with you later on. I sure have enjoyed this, and I appreciate everything.
Well, we appreciate having you guys here, and you're welcome anytime you want to stop back.
Thank you.
Thank you.
In our next segment, David and Rayo will trade their guns for fishing tackle and head out for the nearby Missouri River.
To be perfectly honest, I can't tell you I catch fish every time I go fishing. And I can't tell you that every time I use fish formula, I catch them. But I can promise you, on the slow days, it definitely helps me catch bigger fish. I'll stake my reputation on it. And so will these other well-known fishermen.
Hey, let me tell you something. Fish formula works. Under all sets of situations, it'll help you increase your odds of catching big fish like this.
Fandango, a first in soft plastic topwater lures. Fandango, weedless for fishing hydrilla grass, moss, and weed beds. Fandango, rigged with a slip sinker for summer and winter when the big fish go deep. Fandango, with a natural slithering action. Big hogs don't just mount this lure, they eat it. Fandango.
I've got my eyes on the big one, been fishing all day long, reeling in the sunshine, that's where I belong. So let the sun shine on me. I'm covered up with overcast 15. Let the sun shine, it won't bother me. Every day can be sunny with overcast 15.
There are 3 ways you can try moving closer to these fish. With a gas outboard, with a noisy electric, or with a quiet Minn Kota electric. To a fisherman, the choice is black and white. Minn Kota, the quiet power that catches fish.
At one time, the Missouri River meandered freely through South Dakota, but today it's a series of huge lakes behind dams built by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. The lakes provide water for an area where water once was scarce. The lakes also provide anglers with some of the best walleye fishing in America. Lake Sharp is a part of this water system. It's here that David and Rayo will try their luck. They're fishing near South Dakota's capital city, Pierre.
There's a little bit of still water right here, Dave. Yeah. What the rest of it is. See it here right in front of me?
Yeah. That's where they said they've been. Of course, this current probably moving through here 10, 11 miles an hour. And it should help put them fish on a spot like this. They can lay there so much easier without fighting that current. All we got to do is wait till dinner time. Rayo,
yeah.
Don't you think it's like sauger? They around these break lines here on this eddy water, that's where they should be, right on the break?
That's what I would think. That's where I've always found them. There's quite a bit of current out in the main part of the river here.
Sauger, when they start looking for an eddy spot, you can pull up on them, and just about the time your line going in the water is right even with that eddy, your bait may be 8 feet back behind you, or 5 or 6 feet. Those fish will lay right in that spot. A lot of snags in there.
What you got, David?
Ooh, look at that. Look at here. That's something. That's something.
Boy, he done some tail walking.
Do all of them cut up like that?
Yeah, they'll pull.
Where's that dip net at? I'm not gonna stick my thumb down in here.
Well, we got a dip net. You want, how you want to do it?
Yeah. Let's see. I don't want to get gill raked here.
You can do it.
I'm gonna get gill raked if I don't grab him.
Now, what David is talking about, they got a sharp place on their gill plate that's just like a razor, right, David?
Yeah, I'm getting ready to get it if I don't grab it, turn him loose like that.
What do you think about these walleye?
Look at that.
Isn't that thing pretty?
I want to fish right here, eat as good as that sauger.
What you talking about, man? That is some kind of a good eating fish. That's just a size to eat there, too, David. He tried to get up in there with you, didn't
he? Yeah.
You think he got to look at you and decide you was hungry and want to go back down?
He wanted some of that jig. He hit it twice. He hit it one time, and my line, he missed it. He come back and got it the second time.
Come back and got it, huh?
Yeah, it's 11 foot of water. This is the first time I fished South Dakota.
Well, David, this is one of my first trips up in this part of the country. You know, down around St. Louis and that part of the area, when Missouri comes in pretty muddy down in there, but up in here, this Missouri River is clear. It's got a lot of fish in it. Walleye. That we're catching here, and just about anything that you'd fish for anywhere.
They got several northern in this lake too, haven't they?
Got some big northerns here, really big. I still refer to it as all these streams like the Missouri River. This is actually Lake Sharp.
Yeah.
You know, below the dam at Puro, South Dakota.
Got a fish.
Got a fish, Dave?
Yeah.
Oh, you got your fish too. How about that?
Try to.
You need the net?
I'm gonna try to gill rake him.
Okay. That's all right. That is all right. We're getting a little boat traffic here.
Well, I will get a little more if they see us catch it.
I'm afraid that's already happened. Afraid that's already happened. What do you think about these walleye, David?
I'm just waiting for that 8-pounder.
They're here. What I've been told. They are here. There he is, David.
You got another fish?
Yeah, pretty good fish. They feel here.
I just missed one.
Did you? Look at here.
That's another good fish.
Yeah. Get your head up here, boy. Right now, me and David has got easy on that. Me and David got us some fish right now. I bet you. You notice I got out on both knees that time, David?
I noticed that one was awful easy to get out, pick up there. He didn't gill rake here.
Well, I've got him clamped pretty good, and again, you know, you got to be real careful. The best way would be to, you know, to net the fish. David, to me, a walleye, you don't see the surge in the rods and the quickness you would like in a bass.
Yeah.
But you always feel that power on it.
I think what's happening here is these fish are really shallow, 11 feet. When you set the hook, we're bringing them fish up 3 and 4 feet off the bottom, and he's almost stunned when you bring him right up to the top of the water.
Right. That's
he'll act. You know, a while ago, that one cut up on top just like a bass.
They will. Walleye, even the biggest, and I've caught them up, you know, 15.5 pounds, 16. You feel a tremendous amount of strength in one, but you don't get that quick surge you would with, say, like I mentioned before, a bass or, you know, something like that. Yeah. But you sure can feel that strength in them.
Yeah. They take hold of it with authority, don't they?
Oh, yeah, they mean to get it.
Look at here. That fish was...
He knows me and you looks hungry.
Now, he wasn't as deep as them others.
He was right on some of that structure again, wasn't
he? Yep, right on the drop.
You think he's gonna taste good?
Well, about 3 or 4 of them right there, man. Man might get the business.
You didn't say you could eat 3 or 4 of them, did you?
No, oh no. I was thinking about me and you both. 3 or 4 pieces, maybe.
There he is, David. David, I saw another fish on the depth finder here. You gonna land him for me, or you want me to get him?
You go ahead and get him.
All right.
See if you know how to do it.
Well, I know how to do it if I can get down there. I bet you I do. I used to at one time. Now, we talked about the gill plates. I'm right in behind them. That is a little bit dangerous. Me and you both, in all our winter fishing and sauger fishing, we got on a pair of leather palm gloves when we do this.
Yeah.
That does make a difference. That's another eating size walleye, isn't it?
You hungry?
You just made me so hungry a while ago talking about frying them up with some potatoes, and onion, and pickle, and a little coleslaw.
Hush puppies.
Hush puppies. What you talking about? They don't think I never did tell people what you and I were fishing with. The flip-tail skirt. We used a pretty heavy jig head up to about a 7/8. And the reason for that is all the current here. And that's just strictly a choice. I don't like to use no heavier than what I have to, do you?
The more movement you got of the bait, the better off you are.
What we're doing here is just like Dave and I would fish on the Tennessee River or wherever. We're letting it all the way down the bottom, jigging it up, letting it fall back just a little bit slow. David, I guess every place I've ever fished for walleye and sauger, you do it all about the same way, don't you?
Yeah, Rayo was talking to that guy that I guess he's been fishing here for all his life, and we was talking about the habits or the nature of the sauger and the walleye, and they're just almost identical. In fact, this hole that we're fishing on, you and I just run across it and picked it up by the depth finder. We hadn't seen a local person fish here. But
Right.
It's an ideal situation for sauger. And these walleye are relating to that structure, just like that a sauger will. I guess all fish do.
The more excited you get. You know, David, as long as I've been fishing, and you know I've been fishing a long time, I still get excited over catching a fish. It don't have to be a humongous fish every time. And I think if a fella ever reached a point that he never got excited, there wouldn't be no need for him to go.
Just might as well hang it up, eh?
Yes, might as well hang it up. I love to fish.
Hey, here you're building a new home.
Yep.
Is Jim Walter your builder?
Well,
Who else will build on property you own almost anywhere it's located and offer 10% mortgage financing? Let me explain just how much this can mean to you. Suppose you take advantage of Jim Walter's 10% financing for 20 years on a $30,000 home. Our competitor's financing is 13% for 30 years, payments of $332. With Jim Walter, you can pay that mortgage in just 20 years, only $289, $43 a month less, and cut out 10 years of payments. You'll save a total of over $50,000 in finance charges alone. Sure, our customers say, who else but Jim Walter? Get complete details. Call 800-237-2771. In Florida, 800-282-2789. Or call your local Jim Walter display park.
Get a line and I'll get a pole. Ow. What could be worse than a fishing trip when nothing's biting but the bugs? Well, don't let that happen to you. Get real protection against biting bugs. Get Muscall insect repellent, the original Canadian formula that stops them all. Mosquitoes, chiggers, ticks, and biting flies for up to 10 hours. Muscall works because it's 100% DEET, the strongest repellent you can get. With Muscall, it's no bugs, no bites, except for the fish.
Weeds, the hiding place of some of the most sought-after game fish, and the frustration of most fishermen. But some use a secret weapon, a silver spoon that casts like a bullet and slips through the weeds with a flashing wobble that entices the fish to test the fisherman's skill. What is the spoon that fishermen call the weedless wonder? It's Johnson Silver Minnow. Next time, fish a Johnson Silver Minnow yourself and see what you've been missing.
The revolutionary fish formulas are used by the world's best fishermen. Enough said?
Thanks for joining Rayo during this half hour of fish and fun. Our show is brought to you in part by Daiwa, where high technology keeps coming up with better ways to fish. Ranger Boats, we still build them one boat at a time. Fish Formula by Keeper Bait Company. For the serious fisherman, Fish Formula just keeps making sense. Jim Walter Homes. Jim Walter Homes will build and finance on your property almost anywhere it's located and save you money. We also want to thank all the folks who help bring Rayo Breckenridge Outdoors into your home. Join us during the next half hour for another fishing adventure with Rayo Breckenridge Outdoors. Our show is brought to you in part by Daiwa, where high technology keeps coming up with better ways to fish. Ranger Boats, we still build them one boat at a time. Fish Formula by Keeper Bait Company. For the serious fisherman, Fish Formula just keeps making sense. Jim Walter Homes. Jim Walter Homes will build and finance on your property almost anywhere it's located and save you money. After this message from our sponsors, Ray will be right back to take you fishing.
Daiwa introduces the most advanced bait casting reel ever to surface. Graphite Mag Force with AutoCast. The lightweight reel that helped Larry Nixon win the Bassmasters Classic, with Daiwa's new AutoCast control that lets you cast one-handed and cover the water faster. Plus a 5.36 to 1 retrieve that's the fastest in fishing. Get Daiwa's new MagForce with AutoCast. Get a jump on the fish.
You know, there's a couple of super items I think every fisherman can use. One is these new Bill Fletcher King fishing pliers. They're strong, sturdy, and handy as a pocket on a shirt. Ideal for tuning lures, cutting line, removing hooks, and fixing reels, plus many more purposes. And these Bill Fletcher King fishing glasses, they're stylish, lightweight, and polarized to help you see underwater objects, even fish. Both are available now where I do a lot of my shopping, and that's in the sporting goods department at Walmart. Remember, it's a better day when you save the Walmart way.
At Ranger, people are important. People like Garland Hurst and Randy Hopper that have helped build every boat. That kind of experience is hard to beat. Because we fish, we listen to our friends who own Ranger boats. Their ideas frequently are the best ones. Most of our boats are still being used, and we've been building them over 15 years. That Ranger quality goes into each boat we build, one boat at a time.
Here's a crappie fisherman who won't tie on anything except a Canyon mini jig. Rayo Breckenridge knows Canyon means quality. For the past decade, Canyon jigs have been the standard in panfish lures, and they're the most durable you can buy. Canyon also makes 1/8 and 1/4 ounce jigs, especially for you bass and walleye fishermen. Now Canyon introduces its Crappie Pack, a 72-piece assortment of lead heads and skirts. Canyon, it's the best panfish lure you'll ever use. Wire lines, tight as guitar strings. Hum a special tune for striper fishermen on this Ozark Mountain Lake. It's the music from vibrating downrigger lines as they slice through the water. As the anglers troll, they wait with anticipation. They know the lake's full of critters that can stop the downrigger's tune with one vicious strike and create their own music as they strip monofilament line off a reel.
You got your run. Here, take this run. Whoa, he's going to the main lake, Coach. Is he jerking on your string?
He's pulling on my string. I'm glad for that big rod and reach. I don't have to have some coaching.
Keep him tight, and I'm going to try to get a double header here. I'm going to kick us on the gear, try to get this other bait on the go. You got him in deep water, and you have him under control. We just don't give him no slack, but don't press him too hard. I think he's a baby. I think he's just a 10 to 15.
He feels like he weighs a ton to me. You don't want to come through me, Bill.
I think I can drink a cup of coffee while you're doing this. You're gonna be a little while.
Watch that drag.
Today's adventure begins on one of the big creeks that feed Lake Norfork. In hot weather, these areas usually hold a good population of stripers, attracted to the cool water. Rayo's fishing partner's been here before. Bill Fletcher knows the problems they'll encounter while trolling deep water.
Tell from what he's doing. If he's a big one, he would have sounded again.
Oh, he's taking it. He may be little, Bill, but to me, he is a monster.
He's confused right now, I think is what he is. Well, that's a decent time to catch a fish, too, 8 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, he's a little fish. He got that old hellbender in his mouth, hasn't he?
He's got it in there, too. Now, what do we do here exactly?
Well, he's a little fish, so I'll tell you what we had 2 fish on, because see what happened to our trailer rig? He hit the front bait, the other one hit the back bait, and with just 40-pound line, you know, they pull against each other. Now, our back fish might have been a good fish, see? But you got to, I'll tell you what, since he's got that gang hook bait, I'm going to use my safety net right here and get him up.
I think that would be a good idea.
Well, it's just no sense in getting a hook in your hand and getting in some trouble. This won't hurt him a bit.
Ooh.
You tired?
My arm is aching on this one. What would I do with, say, a 30-pounder?
We're going to try to find that out for you here in a little while. That's where you got, these suckers have some power now, and you get real close to them, and they can get a hook in you. They can lead you around like a puppy. Now, Rayo, one thing I want to note, feel the side of that fish. Is he cool? Okay. See, they're cold water fish. That's that depth factor.
Right.
And if I held him here a few minutes, he would actually start steaming in this sunshine.
Right.
So they just live just a minute. And so we'll get him back in. Look at that iridescent blue coming off. Isn't that pretty?
Yes, he is pretty, too.
It's a sporty fish.
Yeah.
You want to make him swim?
Let's make him swim. We'll get him up next year.
There we go.
He went
Straight down. Straight down.
Straight down.
Let's rig up and do it to him again.
Oh,
We've got
to do that.
We got what we need right here, I think. Looks pretty good. Let's get this downrigger down.
I want you to explain to me exactly what we're going to do here.
All right. We got a 15-pound weight, okay? We got a release mechanism. It's simply a steel shaft with a knot on the end, and then you see that little notch in it right there?
Right.
Okay. And it just snaps into a pin like that. We're going to wrap the line around it 4 times, and then when the fish hits it, then this will simply pop up. That releases our line. Now, I guess you're wondering what we're doing with these long rods.
Right.
These are flipping sticks, what they are. They give us a lot of length. And set our drags pretty loose. I'm going to put this bait out about 10 feet behind the downrigger. And then I'll take this line.
You do like you said, they go 4 times around it.
4 times counterclockwise. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Snap it in.
And you snap her in. That gives me straight back positive line control. Then my other line comes up like yay. And I watch my counter, and I'm going to start dropping her down here about 9 foot, 8 foot, and we'll make a shallow pass. Engage your reel, and then we want to get a little tension on the rod to keep the top tension on that release. And then our line straight out behind. And then when the fish hits it, he'll pull it loose from there. Then we've got the rod attached to the fish, and we reel it in just like it would. There's no attachment to the downrigger at that point in time. And of course, the main reason for the downrigger is that I have positive depth control at all times. I can go 8 foot, 86 foot, 86.5 foot, or key it back to my graph because I can see the downrigger ball in my graph.
Right.
So if my graph's reading 42 foot where the fish are, I just let it down until I see this 15-pound ball in my graph showing at 42 foot. Then my bait will always trail directly behind my ball, and then I've got exactly what I need for depth control, and depth control, like crappie fishing or anything else, is very critical. Rail right here, we got something that's Anderson C. printing. Got a large school of fish. I think these are either Kentucks or crappie or white bass, hard to tell. These are shad. There's a stripe there, single. There's one at 50. And as you can see, these 2 lines that are printing here, that dark line is our left rod. This bottom line is our right rod. Now there's a nice stripe coming in the screen right there. He's riding 49, 50 foot. But we could actually see our downriggers, you know, the depth thereof in our screen, and we can calibrate our depth when I see these fish by those downrigger balls, and of course then our baits roll directly behind it.
You mentioned the lines it was going across. What that is a cannonball.
That's our cannonball.
From a downriggers, which is situated right here in the middle of the boat. They stay in the cone of the chart recorder at all times.
Right.
So you can tell exactly by looking at your chart, your depth at all times.
Right. Well, we got I'm using a 20-degree angle cone, so at that depth, I'm shooting an area in the center, radiating from the bottom of the boat here. It would be about 20 foot in circumference. And trolling 6 to 7 miles an hour. These 15-pound weights, or cannonballs, will swing back behind the boat about 6 or 8 foot. But my cone angle will still pick them up.
I tell you when I get nervous, Bill.
Right, well, there's something to get, if we can get him to run, there's one to get nervous about right there.
Yeah, when you see that fish coming up on that.
Yeah, and he just stops.
And he stops, and you know you're going to get a hit the next few seconds.
Tell you what we're going to do. I'm marking some fish here right in the channel. They're not receptive to this downrigger. I'm going to throw this marker out as soon as we get over it, and we're going to come back and try to jig these fish.
All right.
I went to the bottom and then just letting the bait ride up with the wind, whatever it's riding up. That's, and here's another fish right there. So he's within 5 foot of the bottom, and I'll venture our baits are too.
I got it.
There you go. There you go. I know. He come off. He come off.
He did. No, he didn't.
He's on there. He's on there. Okay, I'm going to jig real hard.
He come on the boat, Bill. Woo! Listen at that drag.
There was a hit.
Listen at that drag.
Wow. I think you got you another one of them hawfies. How's them biceps there, boy?
They already getting hard. Ooh. Man. Now you talk about a hit. That's some kind of hit.
Hey, he looks like a pretty good fish.
Well, he got right under the boat, Bill.
Yeah. At least we know where he is, don't we?
Yeah.
You keep him tight, you're clear of everything there, I believe.
He was right on that gut again, wasn't he? Look at that drag he's taking.
Is that what they call doing the dog?
That's what they call it, I guess. Shaking his head.
Saying, I don't want to come up there. I don't want none of that.
Oh, he's getting tough again.
Look in our depth finder. Right under us right now. He's done drawn some company.
That's unreal.
He has drawn some company. Good Lord. There's 20 stripers right there, right under us right now.
That's something.
Breaking in that channel edge.
Yeah.
How you doing, Coach?
You see me stop and rest?
All right.
Pump him up a little. Yeah.
Now you know what that
see him peel that drag.
Mm-hmm. And shake his head. That's that thump thump. Now, if you wheel this one in, you can get back in that bunch on the boat. How you gonna do that?
I don't know how. Here he comes.
Hey, all right. I hope this rod don't go out the boat. I'll get a hit just sure as the world. Look like a size 12.
Boy, that's a pretty fish.
I think I can lift him. No, he's not. He's about 10.
Well, I'd whole lot rather use what you said the first time. 12.
Yeah.
Oh, that is a pretty fish.
He's long. He's a young one.
What
do you think? Let him swim?
I think you ought to let him swim.
The revolutionary fish formulas are used by the world's best fishermen. Enough said?
Fandango, a first in soft plastic topwater lures. Fandango, weedless for fishing hydrilla grass, moss, and weed beds. Fandango, rigged with a slip sinker for summer and winter when the big fish go deep. Fandango, with a natural slither in action. Big hogs don't just mount this lure, they eat it. Fandango.
I've got my eyes on the big one, been fishing all day long, reeling in the sunshine, that's where I belong. So let the sun shine on me. I'm covered up with overcast 15. Let the sun shine, it won't bother me. Every day can be sunny with overcast 15.
Weeds, the hiding place of some of the most sought-after game fish, and the frustration of most fishermen. But some use a secret weapon, a silver spoon that casts like a bullet and slips through the weeds with a flashing wobble that entices the fish to test the fisherman's skill. What is this spoon that fishermen call the weedless wonder? It's Johnson Silver Minnow. Next time, fish a Johnson Silver Minnow yourself and see what you've been missing.
Striper fingerlings from South Carolina were first introduced into Norfolk more than a decade ago. The experiment was successful, and Norfolk's earned a good reputation among striper fishermen throughout the nation. Giants weighing more than 40 pounds have been caught in these clear waters. Arkansas's Game and Fish Commission maintains the Norfolk striper population by stocking as many as 100,000 fingerlings each year. South Carolina still provides a lot of striper fry for the program, about 2 million each year. But now Arkansas has its own striper program, and about 1 million fry are raised each year in nursery ponds throughout the state. Broodstock for this program is taken from Lake Maumelle near Little Rock.
Whoa, you got a hit. Got a hit. Grab that rod and jig it there a couple times, Rayo. You let it sink down, then pop it. There you go. Maybe it'll come back on it. We missed him. About the right distance out.
All right. You better not try it again, Eddie. You get many hits like that where they...
Some days, yeah.
What do you think they're coming up, just boiling on it?
Boiling on enough to pop it loose.
They just like any other game fish. It's time you just don't get that good solid hit.
Right. And then some days they'll just break your arm when they hit it, you know. It just depends on the mood they're in. Okay, look at the stripers right here, stacked horizontally. No, I'll take that back. Those whites. Those are whites. What we need is a double. They say you're awfully good. I want to see if you can reel 2 in at one time. If you can figure that out, we're going to give you the prize today. And I'm going to do it to you. Now, you just get ready. I'm going to do it to you. This old point is, see how that point breaks over on the water there off that ledge coming right out of the river channel?
Yeah.
Right on the edge of that point. And I was traveling this way. And then the biggest one I've had on these downriggers, he hit me right on top of that channel edge, and of course run to that open water. And I had that spool, and I had about 170 yards of line, and just the time he hit, the time I could react, get the rod out, and turn around, he had just about emptied the spool, and I couldn't check him, and I had him just down to, you know, everything was just at the limit. I didn't check that fish, and he spooled it off, and that, you know, just run the line off the end of the reel.
He just kept going.
Just kept going, yeah, heading to that main lake. You know, he was one of those.
A fish like that, Bill, will go 40 pounds plus, won't it?
I figure he had to be in that 40, 50 category, yeah. Just from the sheer weight of, you know, how fast you run, how hard, no checking. You keep putting pressure on something, and they'll generally turn or sound or do something. He was just running about, you know, 40, 50 foot on the water and just... He might not even known he was hooked yet. I don't know. He just decided to go that way for a while.
Is that fish marking there?
That's fish marking right there. Yeah, about 46 foot. Hit neutral there. Let that bait sink down just a little bit. They kind of fall and they take a good look at it. Put that baby in gear. And watch that old rod there, because that ought to be, boy, that's a good bunch of fish right there. Good bunch of fish. We ought to get a hit out of them. Come on now. There he is. He popped it. There he goes. There he goes. There he goes.
Oh, that's a good rod.
Oh, look at that drag.
Oh, he's going, isn't he? He's taking off. He is taking off.
Look at that drag run.
That's good fish, isn't it?
Oh, he's running straight back.
Is this other, do I need to get hit up, Bill?
No, just leave that one. Might have a hit on it there. Maybe they like yellow.
Well, that one like that. That one like that one did. That type of yellow did. Uh-oh, he saw you. He decided to go the other way, didn't he? Pretty good fish,
I like
Bill.
that long rod on my elbow.
That gives you some leverage, doesn't it?
Save that rear.
Boy, when they want to run, they just about run, don't they?
There you go. With that 20-pound line and a lot of rod, you're just doing the best you can. That's all you can do.
One of the main things there, he comes up. That's a good fish. Main thing's having that drag set right, isn't it?
That's right.
You got him hooked good?
I think he's hooked pretty good.
You just going to mouth him, huh?
Let's see if we can thumb that rascal.
Oh, that's a dandy fish. Put that old secret color on me. What?
Yes. We're gonna let him go back and swim.
Bill, did they have much trouble getting back down after bringing them out? You was running about what, 50 foot?
50 foot, yeah.
They have much trouble getting back down. They got a built-in system that other fish don't. There he goes right straight down.
He might hit that bait again. Because I've seen them sound like in that depth finder where they would, you know, you see them spook and run to 100 foot. Normal fish, they'd kill him.
Right.
And then I've seen them run from 100 foot up to 20 to hit a bait.
In other words, they don't get the bends like ordinary
Right.
game fish does coming out of that deeper water.
No, I'm gonna put another one of them little yellow tails.
Well, yeah, I think that'd be a pretty good idea. I tell you what, Bill, the next one you catch on there, I'm gonna put on a yellow tail.
Yeah, I kind of slipped that one in on you there.
Bill, you're gonna come over to my dove hunt, aren't you?
Well, Rayo, I got it figured this way.
How's that?
Well, I figured with the stripers we caught today and the fun we've had, and as much as I enjoy your company anyway, I'm planning on being over there about 5 o'clock.
We're getting a migration of birds, so we should really have a shoot. And again, I really enjoyed it, and I want to come back and do it again.
We'll do it.
Look at that. Now, isn't that a beautiful piece of property?
Sure is, but even if you own that land, who could you get to build on it? This is so remote, and nobody would finance a home way out here, especially at a rate that you could afford.
Wrong, my friend. My longtime sponsor, Jim Walter Homes, will do both. Build and finance at only 10% annual percentage rate.
Roland is right. We'll build and finance almost anywhere you own property and save you thousands of dollars. For example, compare Jim Walter's 10% financing of $35,000 for 20 years over other 13% financing for 30 years. Your monthly payment to Jim Walter will be nearly $50 less and last only 20 years, not 30. This saves you 10 years of payments on over $58,000. Get complete details. Call 800-237-2771. In Florida, 800-282-2789. Or call your local Jim Walter Display Park.
Get a line and I'll get a pole. Ow. What could be worse than a fishing trip when nothing's biting but the bugs? Well, don't let that happen to you. Get real protection against biting bugs. Get Muscall insect repellent, the original Canadian formula that stops them all. Mosquitoes, chiggers, ticks, and biting flies for up to 10 hours. Muscall works because it's 100% DEET, the strongest repellent you can get. With Muscall, it's no bugs, no bites, except for the fish.
There are 3 ways you can try moving closer to these fish. With a gas outboard, with a noisy electric, or with a quiet Minn Kota electric. To a fisherman, the choice is black and white. Minn Kota, the quiet power that catches fish.
To be perfectly honest, I can't tell you I catch fish every time I go fishing. And I can't tell you that every time I use fish formula, I catch them. But I can promise you, on the slow days, it definitely helps me catch bigger fish. I'll stake my reputation on it. And so will these other well-known fishermen.
Hey, let me tell you something. Fish formula works. Under all sets of situations, it'll help you increase your odds of catching big fish like this.
Thanks for joining Rayo during this half hour of fish and fun. Our show is brought to you in part by Daiwa, where high technology keeps coming up with better ways to fish. Ranger Boats, we still build them one boat at a time. Fish Formula by Keeper Bait Company. For the serious fisherman, fish formula just keeps making sense. Jim Walter Homes. Jim Walter Homes will build and finance on your property almost anywhere it's located and save you money. We also want to thank all the folks who helped bring Rayo Breckenridge Outdoors into your home.